Intro. In the Stoic community, a common topic of discussion is the cultivation of virtuous habits for self-improvement. However, there's a noticeable gap in conversations about overcoming existing negative habits. Epictetus, a key Stoic figure, identified two major vices, lack of persistence and lack of self-control, as particularly harmful. He stressed the importance of persisting in right actions, even when it's challenging, and resisting temptations that derail our progress. Creating positive habits is a demanding journey requiring steadfastness. Similarly, resistance plays a crucial role in avoiding temptations and detrimental habits that impede our growth. Our channel frequently covers various aspects of beneficial Stoic habits, yet we've not delved into the daily habits we should avoid. Now is the perfect time to start eliminating elements from our lives that have a negative impact. We should assess negative emotions that detract from our goals. Today's video discusses 10 common habits to avoid for a fulfilling and joyful life. If you find this content helpful, please support the channel by liking and sharing this video to spread this philosophy further. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell for regular updates. Stop squandering. Stop squandering time. Time we spend hours on various social media platforms. Seneca's words resonate deeply here. We complain that our days are few, but we act as if they were infinite. Reflecting on life's duration, Seneca concluded that many of us don't truly live, we merely exist. We waste time on frivolous activities and procrastinate when we're lazy, behaving as if we have an eternity ahead of us. Not realizing that time is our most precious asset, we have no guarantee of tomorrow or the ability to do what we wish. Then, as Marcus Aurelius said, you could stop living right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This reflection should inspire us to cherish our time. For example, consider someone who spends 3 hours daily on social media, totaling almost 20 hours a week. This time could instead be invested in learning a new language, developing a skill, or building meaningful relationships, significantly enriching their life and aligning with Stoic principles of personal growth and purposeful living. To abandon the pursuit of external validation. External validation, it's important to let go of the need for external approval or recognition in our actions. Whether you've executed a task well, assisted someone, or achieved a goal, seeking validation from others only leads to dissatisfaction. Expecting gratitude or accolades for your deeds is a path to unnecessary suffering. Remember, you have no control over others' thoughts, appreciation, or indifference toward your actions. Your control lies solely in what you do, not in the reactions it elicits. Let the completion of an action be its own reward. Act because it brings you joy or because it's the right thing to do, not for the sake of recognition. True recognition often follows a job well done, but if it doesn't, it shouldn't matter. Your actions weren't driven by a desire for approval but by a sense of righteousness. Embracing this mindset will lead to self-satisfaction independent of others' opinions. Concentrate on giving your best effort in all endeavors. For instance, imagine a person volunteering at a local shelter. They dedicate time and effort without expecting anything in return. They find joy in the act of helping, not in potential praise or acknowledgement. This selfless approach aligns with Stoic values, focusing on the virtue of the act itself rather than external validation. Such a mindset fosters inner peace and contentment, exemplifying the Stoic principle of acting well for its own sake. 3. Confront injustice. Confront injustice proactively. Proactively in Stoicism, justice stands as a paramount virtue extensively discussed by philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Cicero. Being just isn't only about acting rightly towards others, it also involves doing what ought to be done. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, underscores that injustice is not only committed through wrongful acts but also by inaction in the face of wrongdoings. Ignoring injustice is akin to endorsing it. A key aspect of justice is to confront injustices around us, regardless of our direct involvement in them. Stoics advocate for living in harmony with others, eschewing unnecessary comforts. However, they also recognize moments when facing conflict becomes essential, especially when confronted with injustice towards oneself or others. In such situations, a Stoic must stand up, guided by the 4 Stoic virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. While we can't control the unjust actions of others, our response to prevent or address them is within our control, placing the responsibility of action on us. Shunning this responsibility equates to being an accomplice in the injustice, even if not directly responsible for it. For example, consider a situation where an employee witnesses a colleague being unfairly treated or harassed in the workplace. A Stoic approach would not be to turn a blind eye, rationalizing that it's not their personal issue. Instead, they should take appropriate actions, maybe reporting the incident to HR or supporting the colleague in speaking up. This act of confronting the injustice aligns with the Stoic principle of justice, demonstrating courage and wisdom, and shows a commitment to acting rightly not just for personal virtue but for the betterment of the community. 4. Embrace change without fear. Fair Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wisely stated, "The destiny of everything is to change, to transform, to perish, so that you can make it new." This reflects a fundamental truth: everything in life is in a constant state of flux, encompassing both positive and negative experiences. Attempting to maintain the status quo not only focuses your energy on the uncontrollable but also blinds you to the plethora of opportunities that change brings. Instead of fearing change, embrace it as an inevitable and often beneficial part of life. Focus on adapting to change and finding the positive aspects in new situations. Change offers a pathway to improvement and growth. This doesn't imply a rejection of the past or what currently exists. If you are content with your present circumstances, it's a reminder that change need not be feared, for we possess the innate ability to adapt to whatever life throws our way. For example, consider someone who loses their job, a situation often fraught with uncertainty and fear. Instead of succumbing to despair, they can view it as an opportunity to explore new career paths or develop skills they've always been interested in. This change, while initially challenging, could lead to discovering a more fulfilling career or personal growth that wouldn't have been possible in their previous role. By embracing change and adapting to new circumstances, they embody the Stoic principle of seeing transformation as an avenue for improvement and self-development. 5. Break free from internal shackles. Seneca poignantly observed, "He is a slave who shows me he is not one. A person is a slave to lust, another to greed, a third to ambition, and all are slaves to hope and fear. There is no servitude more shameful than that which we voluntarily assume." This statement captures a profound truth: often, we are unknowingly enslaved by our own desires and fears. True freedom lies in mastering our minds, enabling us to resist life's various temptations. Discipline is the key tool in this quest for mental sovereignty. The journey toward self-mastery may vary in difficulty from person to person, but it's crucial to remind ourselves daily, who is in control, us or our impulses? As Epictetus said, "No man is free unless he is the master of himself." For example, consider someone addicted to social media, constantly checking their phone for updates and notifications. This behavior is a form of enslavement to the need for constant digital stimulation and social validation. To break free, they might start by setting specific times for social media use, gradually reducing their dependency. Through discipline, they regain control over their impulses, redirecting their time and energy towards more fulfilling activities. This process embodies the Stoic principle of self-mastery, illustrating that freedom is not about external circumstances but about controlling one's own mind and reactions. 6. Overcome anxiety with inner strength. Inner strength, Marcus Aurelius wisely noted in his Meditations, "Today I escaped from anxiety, or not. I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside." This insight reveals a crucial understanding: anxiety is not triggered by external events but is a product of our internal thoughts and perceptions, particularly about future uncertainties. Anxiety doesn't offer any real benefits, it doesn't improve us or solve our problems. Instead, it's a distressing thought pattern focused on potential future scenarios. Recognize that, regardless of the uncertainty you face, you have successfully navigated through challenging times before. Remember, you possess the tools to handle any adversity that may arise in the future. Learn to distinguish between what you can and cannot control and contemplate the worst-case scenario. Often, you'll find that the situation is less dire than initially perceived. For instance, imagine someone who is anxious about an upcoming job interview. They might lie awake at night envisioning scenarios of failure or rejection. However, by applying Stoic principles, they can shift their focus. They can prepare thoroughly for the interview, recognizing that this is within their control, and accept that the decision of the hiring committee is not. They can also reflect on past challenges they've overcome, boosting their confidence. By doing so, they reduce their anxiety, understanding that they have the capacity to handle whatever outcome arises, thus embodying the Stoic approach of focusing on internal perceptions and responses to external events. 7. Release emotional attachments to past mistakes. Attachments to past mistakes. Stoicism teaches the importance of emotional detachment, not just in physical terms but, more crucially, in our emotional responses. If errors have occurred in your life, it's counterproductive to dwell in self-torment. While it's natural and sometimes helpful to initially feel guilt or regret, as these emotions can signal a misstep, the key is not to let them dominate your life. Once you've acknowledged and learned from the mistake, endless suffering over past errors isn't beneficial. Recognize that mistakes are a universal human experience. Rather than being mired in remorse, focus on the lessons learned and ways to grow from these experiences. For example, consider someone who failed in a business venture. Initially, they might feel overwhelmed by feelings of guilt and regret, questioning their decisions. However, by adopting a Stoic perspective, they can shift their focus from emotional self-flagellation to constructive reflection. They can analyze what went wrong, what they could have done differently, and how they can apply these insights to future endeavors. By doing so, they transform their past failure into a valuable learning experience, moving beyond emotional attachment to the mistake and towards personal and professional growth. This approach exemplifies the Stoic principle of using emotional detachment as a tool for self-improvement and reject mediocrity, embrace excellence. Resilience. 8. Reject mediocrity, embrace excellence. Challenge yourself consistently with the question, have I given my best? Reflecting on past experiences, it's often apparent that there were instances where we didn't fully commit our efforts. It's essential to ponder why we engage in tasks that don't merit our utmost effort or, if they do, why we fail to give our all. This self-inquiry should apply to every endeavor in our lives, fostering a commitment to always strive for the highest standard. Remember, the outcomes, success or failure, victory or defeat, recognition or obscurity, are beyond our control. What remains within our power is the level of effort and dedication we put into our actions. The rest, lying outside our control, should not overly concern us. Why opt for mediocrity when you possess the capability to achieve something extraordinary? For instance, consider a student preparing for an important exam. They might sometimes study half-heartedly, distracted or unmotivated, leading to subpar performance. If they adopt a Stoic mindset, they would ask themselves whether they are truly giving their best effort. Recognizing the limitations of their control over the exam's outcome, they can still commit to thorough and focused study, ensuring they have prepared to the best of their ability. This shift in approach from focusing on results to concentrating on effort embodies the Stoic philosophy of pursuing excellence in all actions, irrespective of external outcome. 9. Eliminate. Eliminate procrastination. Procrastination, as Marcus Aurelius noted in his Meditations, you could do something good today, however, you choose to do it tomorrow. This sentiment echoes Seneca's observation, all fools have in common that they are always preparing to begin. We often defer tasks, saying, I'll do it tomorrow, which in many cases translates to never doing it at all. If there's something that needs to be done, the best time to act is now. Delaying tasks not only wastes our limited time but also diminishes the quality of our rest. Procrastination often leads to guilt, as we're aware that we should be accomplishing something rather than resting, which makes relaxation less enjoyable. Moreover, the task will eventually need to be completed, so postponing it achieves nothing. There's a unique satisfaction in completing a job well and on time, a sentiment that procrastination denies us. Consider a person who constantly delays starting their fitness regimen, always claiming they will begin next Monday. Each time they put it off, not only do they miss the opportunity to improve their health, but they also live with the nagging guilt and unfulfilled intention. When they finally do start their fitness journey and establish a routine, they experience not only the physical benefits but also the deep satisfaction of having overcome their tendency to procrastinate, aligning with the Stoic principle of doing what needs to be done in the present moment. 10. Embrace immediate. Embrace immediate action. Echoing the wisdom of Stoic philosophers, it's crucial to understand the folly of procrastination. As Marcus Aurelius aptly put it, the opportunity to do good is often delayed by our own choice. This delay, as Seneca points out, is a common trait of folly, always planning to begin but never actually starting. Procrastination is a subtle trap. It convinces us that tomorrow is a better time, which often leads to an endless cycle of postponement. The truth is, the best time to act is always the present. Delaying tasks not only squanders our finite time but also robs us of the true enjoyment of leisure, tainted by the guilt of unfinished tasks. Ultimately, the postponed task must be addressed, rendering the delay pointless. There is a distinct satisfaction in the timely completion of tasks, a feeling procrastination denies us. For instance, think of a writer who keeps putting off writing their book, always waiting for the perfect moment or the right mood. Each day they delay, the book remains unwritten, and the idea loses a bit of its initial spark. When the writer finally commits to a daily writing routine, they not only progress towards completing their book but also experience the fulfillment and pride that comes from following through on their commitment. This act of overcoming procrastination and embracing immediate action exemplifies the Stoic value of seizing the present, fulfilling obligations, and finding satisfaction in timely completion of one's Conclusion. As we wrap up our exploration of the 10 life-changing habits rooted in Stoic philosophy, I encourage you to reflect on your own life. Are there any habits you wish to change or improve? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. Your journey towards self-improvement might inspire someone else. This video series is designed to help you break free from unproductive habits that hinder our daily lives. By shedding these habits and embracing the new ones discussed on our channel, you open the door to a life filled with more peace, joy, and purpose. Remember, the path to self-improvement is continuous and ever-evolving. Also, don't forget to check out the 2 additional videos on this channel filled with Stoic wisdom. These resources are sure to provide you with further insight and guidance on your journey. If you find these discussions and insights valuable, please show your support, hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your engagement not only helps the channel grow but also fosters a community of like-minded individuals seeking growth and wisdom. Until next time, stay focused on your journey of self-improvement. Take care, and thank you for watching. Remember, every interaction, like, and subscription helps in spreading the philosophy and creating a community centered around growth and Stoic principles.